The F-22 Raptor, a pioneer in the world of fifth-generation fighters, was designed to be a true predator of the skies, a master of aerial combat, and an unbeatable fighter. It was an aircraft built to dominate, fast, maneuverable, virtually invisible to radar, and ready for any challenge. But how could it happen that such a country, which created such an outstanding air fighter, stopped producing it, favoring the younger but less technologically advanced F-35 Lightning II? How did it happen that the F-22 is now numbering only 187 vehicles, while the F-35 count has long passed 1,000? Why did the U.S. choose to mass-produce the F-35 if it did not even come close to the F-22's performance? At first glance, absurd, but the reasons lie deeper. In this video, we will get to the bottom of it. Spoiler: economics, politics, and strategic calculation do not always follow technological perfection. Machines, like people, have many problems and achievements rooted in childhood. So to understand the tragedy of the F-22 and the triumph of the F-35, let's take a look at how the heroes of our video came to be. The F-22 Raptor was not just another airplane. It became a symbol of the absolute technological superiority of the United States in the sky. Work on it began back in 1981 as part of the Advanced Tactical Fighter Program, at a time when the U.S. needed a fighter that would not only maintain absolute superiority in the air, but could also penetrate deep into enemy territory while remaining invisible to radar. Two powerful engines. The F-22 Raptor is powered by two Pratt & Whitney F-119 PW100 turbojet engines with 35,000 pounds or 15,900 kilograms of thrust each, allowing the Raptor to accelerate to supersonic speeds of Mach 1.8 without using an afterburner, a capability that no other aircraft of its time possessed. And with the afterburner on, the Raptor flies at Mach 2.25. That's 2,530 feet per second, or 770 meters per second. Police radar would probably go crazy trying to determine that speed. But it's not only fast, it's also a maneuverable fighter. Its nozzles can be deflected plus or minus 20 degrees in the pitch axis, which, combined with the fly-by-wire electronic control system and large horizontal stabilizers, allows it to do unimaginable pirouettes in the sky. The pilot is equipped with an anti-gravity suit to withstand the overloads of such maneuvers. Add to this its outstanding low observability, which is provided by the special angular shape of the aircraft, as well as a special coating, radio-absorbing paint, low observability based on indium tin oxide, which allows it to remain invisible on the radar of the enemy. The effective dispersion area, or EPR for short, of this aircraft is about 0.0001 square meters. By comparison, the EPR of a Sparrow is 0.01 square meters, so 100 times larger. A Sparrow! The EPR of the twin-engine F-15 fighter plane is 25 square meters, or 250,000 times more. Invisible and intimidating maneuverability, the F-22 embodied what seems to be the ideal weapon of the future. But that perfection came at too high a cost. It created problems that were fatal to the F-22. The complexity of production and maintenance, huge price and maintenance costs, and inability to export the airplane due to top-secret technologies hung a heavy weight on its fate. Now let's move on to our lucky winner, the F-35 Lightning II stealth fighter. When it became clear that the F-22 would never become mass-produced due to its high cost, the Pentagon changed course. The Raptor was to be replaced by a new program, the Joint Strike Fighter, and its result was the F-35. This airplane was conceived as a universal soldier. It was to perform simultaneously the functions of a fighter, bomber, and reconnaissance. The F-35 was built using more affordable technologies and was designed to be used by all branches of the armed forces: the Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps. That's why the F-35 has 3 different variants, each aimed at the needs of a special branch of the military. For U.S. aviation, this meant not just a new fighter, but a versatile system capable of operating in any environment, from Air Force bases to aircraft carrier decks to operational fields. But this universalism, as well as the rejection of top-secret technology, affected the capabilities of this soldier of the skies. Despite the developers' ambitions, the F-35 never managed to surpass the F-22 in key parameters. Comparing these giants, we see that the F-22 remains the king of maneuverability, speed, and supersonic flight. Its top speed reaches 2,410 kilometers per hour, or 1,500 miles per hour, while the F-35 barely tops 1,930 kilometers per hour, or 1,200 miles per hour. There's also a difference in range. The F-22 has about 3,000 kilometers, or 1,860 miles, while the F-35 has just over 2,200 kilometers, or 1,370 miles. The Raptor also outperforms the F-35 in maneuverability and vertical thrust, making it a better choice in aerial combat. However, the F-35 has advantages that have proven more significant to the Pentagon. First and foremost is its powerful onboard electronics and sensors, making it an effective element in modern networked warfare. The F-35 can see more at a greater distance, collecting and transmitting information, helping to coordinate the actions of a whole link of combat vehicles. Add to this the improved stealth technologies that allow the F-35 to successfully perform strike missions. For example, the aircraft uses adhesive tape to disperse the radar signal. Special tape with a conductivity gradient minimizes the radar signal by scattering it along the edge of the aircraft's surface. Special composite materials with carbon nanotubes were also used. These materials absorb radar waves over a wide range of frequencies, including those of S-400 missile systems. But if a missile does pick up the F-35's trail, it automatically releases a jamming transmitter that can deceive missiles by redirecting them away from the aircraft. Yes, the F-22 Raptor was a marvel of technology, but the US had to pay an exorbitant price for that luxury. At the time the program was completed, the cost per aircraft was about $350 million. This made the F-22 not just expensive, but a truly golden fighter. And that's not a metaphor. How about these numbers? In 2005, when the F-22 Raptor entered service, the price of 1 pound of gold was $6,487. The weight of the fighter jet is 43,400 pounds. Therefore, its 1 pound is worth $8,064. So, 25% more expensive than gold. This was too much even for the world's most powerful military budget. The F-35, on the other hand, was designed for mass production with decreasing costs per unit. The final price for one F-35 ranges from $80 to $100 million, depending on version and equipment. Roughly speaking, for one F-22, you could build 3 to 4 F-35s at once. And as production increases, this price will steadily decrease, if only because the cost of designing the airplane was spread over more and more machines. But the economic considerations don't end there. Supporting and maintaining the F-22 has also proven to be overly costly. In the case of the F-35, the designers made some technical compromises to ensure its maintainability and long-term operation. As a result, an F-22 flight hour costs about $70,000 to $85,000 on average, and a flight hour of the F-35, $36,000 to $44,000, depending on the modification. So what's better, to have a few super expensive airplanes, or to put a lot of versatile soldiers in service? The Pentagon chose the latter. So, there were more reasons to prefer a middling rather than a formidable fighter. In the conditions of modern warfare, multi-purpose aircraft become the key to effectiveness on the battlefield. And here, the F-22 Raptor proved to be too highly specialized. Its main task is to gain air supremacy, and in this role, it was excellent. This is evidenced by its armament: 6 medium and long-range AIM-120 air-to-air missiles, and 2 short-range Sidewinder air-to-air missiles, as well as a 6-barrel Vulcan cannon that fires at a rate of 6,000 rounds per minute. But what do you do when the threat of enemy aircraft is almost non-existent, but you need to destroy ground targets, support ground troops, or provide reconnaissance? The F-22 loses its advantage here because its arsenal and capabilities are optimized only for aerial combat. The F-35, on the other hand, has become a true all-purpose fighter. It can strike ground targets, conduct reconnaissance, and perform a wide range of missions, adapting to the needs of the three branches of the military. The F-35B, for example, was specifically designed for the Marine Corps with vertical takeoff and landing capability, making it indispensable for operations from small ships and remote bases. To accomplish this, a unique vertical takeoff and landing scheme was utilized. The aircraft uses a lifting fan and rotating nozzle, which allows the aircraft to maneuver efficiently during vertical takeoff. The F-35C can take off from the deck of an aircraft carrier, allowing this stealth fighter to be anywhere on the planet and not be tied to U.S. bases. Another of the strongest factors in favor of the F-35 was its network warfare capabilities, in which a modern army is no longer just a collection of individual vehicles and soldiers. Today, combat vehicles must be elements of a single network, and here the F-35 is in its element. It is equipped with the most advanced communication, control, and data exchange systems, allowing it to see the battlefield like the palm of its hand and transmit information in real time to other military units. On the battlefield, the F-35 not only sees everything, but also coordinates the actions of entire squadrons, which, in the age of drones and unmanned systems, has become a key aspect of military strategy. Its sensors surpass those of the Raptor, and its ability to continuously upgrade allows the F-35 to adapt to new threats like virus software to system updates. And one more very important factor finally settled the argument in favor of the F-35. The F-22 was designed exclusively for the U.S. Air Force. Its technology is so advanced that the Pentagon could not afford to export it even to its closest allies. On this occasion, the U.S. Senate even passed a special law, which incidentally highly offended Japan and Israel, two key allies of America in two key regions of the planet, the Indo-Pacific and the Middle East. This not only reduced the commercial attractiveness of the project, but also diminished its strategic impact. The F-35, in contrast, was designed as a cooperative aircraft that could be used by the armies of allied countries such as Britain, Israel, Japan, Australia, and others. More than 15 countries have purchased the F-35, and this cooperation creates not only additional funding for the program, but also strengthens political and military alliances. With every F-35 sold to allies, the U.S. gains the ability to integrate them into the overall defense system, literally forming a global air network. These are all the reasons why a brilliant fighter, one might say the world champion of air slaughter, lost to a mediocre fighter with such a crushing score. The total procurement cost of the F-35 is expected to exceed $400 billion. This is a record for military programs. The F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II are two fighter jets that each epitomize their era, missions, and strategic goals. The F-22 was designed as the ultimate air dominance weapon, as if it were the embodiment of a dream of unrivaled power and stealth. But, as is often the case, idealism fell victim to pragmatism. Today, when not only technology has changed, but also the very nature of military conflicts, it has become clear that the possession of the sky will provide not 100 superfighters, but 1,000 ordinary soldiers, but well coordinated with other armed forces. The F-22 remained a legend, a loner, a rare tiger among fighters, but its technology and capabilities no longer meet the new requirements. The F-35, on the contrary, has shown that the future lies in machines capable of adapting to multiple missions and working in a unified combat network. Its mass production, broad export policy, and multi-purpose proved to be a better solution, albeit with some compromises. The F-35 did not reach the level of air fighter that the F-22 was, but its versatility made it a soldier for any battle. In choosing the F-35 over the F-22, the U.S. has placed a premium on flexibility and cooperation. It's a step toward a more effective but less spectacular approach to warfare. Today, it is not always the one with the most powerful weapons that wins. The one who can build a strong network of allies and adapt to modern threats faster than anyone else wins. The F-22 will remain in history as a symbol of uniqueness and excellence. But the future lies with the F-35, a fighter that serves a new age strategic purpose. In conclusion, the world is changing rapidly, and warfare is changing with it. Hypersonic weapons have already appeared. Lasers are about to enter the fray, and drones, which have already proven their destructive power in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, threaten to change the entire tactics of warfare. Warfare will be unrecognizable by the 2050s. Such a war will also require a new aircraft, hypersonic, even more invisible with unrivaled weapons power. This aircraft, embodying the future of air battles, is now being developed by the U.S. under the Next Generation Air Dominance Program, abbreviated NGAD. Scrupulous analysis has shown that to create such an airplane, it is necessary to develop the ideas laid down in the champion of air combat, F-22 Raptor. So the world's first fifth-generation fighter will not disappear, but will be reborn into an even more formidable machine, which we will see by the mid-2030s. Still, a first-class air fighter is needed. What do you think? Should the F-22 Raptor have been replaced by the F-35 Lightning II? Write about it in your comments, and thank you for watching. We would be glad if you would give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you soon.